others. I'm Lisa Roma Santa, and let's start exploring Epic. Epic, as I came across originally, was Epic for the home. Since then, I believe they developed a second part of this, which is Epic for Educators, which is what I was most interested in exploring for this particular class. The only thing I do have to state is make sure when you are checking out the database, you say getepic.com. There's another website called epic.com. And I'll talk more about Epic and the particular library. Oh, and the best thing about this is it is for free, and it is a very friendly database to be used at home or even in the elementary school setting. The website does provide video and print tutorials for users. Again, very easy to use. What I like the most about this particular database is you can gear it towards kids, or kids can gear it towards themselves. Very easy features you can see right here. My daughter, she's age 8. She was able to pick the format, and you could see some of her checked interests, and then you can save it, and then a list of books. Quizzes, magazines are then geared towards you when you first pop up the Epic interface. You can do this as well as a teacher, which we'll explore a little bit further. The database, who is behind it? Epic is a company, is fairly new. It's about 4 years old. It started up because the owners came to realization that there seemed to be a void in the marketplace for accessible and interactive books on handheld devices. In the bio description about the company, they talked about there's plenty of games of that sort, but not really easy to use book devices. They have very strong connections to the publishing industry, which probably led to its startup, and very strong scholastic connections as well, as you can see from just this description right here alone. Interface, engaging, effective, social media. This is heavily associated with media. You could probably see, I'm just going to click back, and you can see the Twitter, the Facebook, Pinterest connection. You can see right here the app and the Google Play. Effectiveness in engaging, absolutely. We'll take a look at the search features. This is an example of the download, how you can install it into your handheld device with apps. What's also noticeable here is you've got about 12,000 people who actually are rating it pretty big too, giving it lots of stars. So engaging, effective. When I conduct the actual searches, I'll point out some of the features so we can see that a little bit more. Supports, instructs the user. We'll take a look into the features, limitations, and headings. The first part we'll actually take a look at is the search bar, and you can see how there's advanced searches and also the most popular search words that happen to pop up for students. So at this point, what I'm going to do is conduct an actual search result tour so you can see how this is set up. This is right now the search bar. As you can see, I can browse through, or I could search. I'll talk briefly about the browsing. You typically have a sliding show on the top bar. There's preferences that you can set. And again, this is what I was talking about, what my daughter's already set up. There's featured collections recommended for you. There's a drop-down menu. You can see the wide array of choices from learning videos to audiobooks to quizzes, articles, categories that you can click on. And then down below is just a running slideshows in terms of what collections would be best suited for you, recommended quizzes, and that sort in articles. Fiction versus nonfiction, etc. All right. Here's a library for the top bar where you can have your collections. I assigned this for my daughter as a teacher, just to kind of see how that worked. You have favorites, and then you have your recent places where you went for books. You have a mailbox and a dashboard, and again, I'm signed up as a teacher, and then my daughter is signed up as a student. Just kind of see how this feature works. So let's go take a look at the features. I am going to type in Native Americans and see how this search works. You can see the pop-up that comes up with the different kinds of Native Americans. Now I'm actually looking for a particular type of Native American from Connecticut. It's Pequot Indians. Scanning down here, just pretending I'm just looking for a vague topic, and I don't see Native Americans for Pequots. However, this would be, if I was doing a research project, provide students with a vast array of different types of books I can assign for Native Americans. And all I have to do is just see Native American, age range that seems appropriate, and I can click Add to my collection. I have a collection as a teacher, and I can assign these collections. I've already made a collection topic, which is Native American. I can just add that book, which is very useful when you're trying to gather information for search topics for students. And you can see the wide array of the different sections: books, read-to-me's, videos, audiobooks. Taking a look at the advanced searches, and definitely I think can be improved, particularly for the teacher, and I think probably for the student it might be slightly overwhelming. But you can set it up for the reading level, the age level, and both fiction and nonfiction. And of course, this is very important when you're looking at the Common Core standards, since there's a big push for nonfiction literacy. So that is one particular search. And like I said, I was looking for the Pequots, so I'm going to see if they have Pequot Native Americans. And here pops up one in the Northeast, and they are from the Northeast books. Now, even if I intentionally spell things incorrectly, you can see there is a fix bar. If I click Plain Old Indians, that pops up more features. Collections. Books. But again, no Pequot Indians. Now, for a teacher feature of this, I can connect on a dashboard, and I have profiles of my students. This gives me, what I like about this is a good glance in terms of my students, where they're at. I can see their activity, their viewing log, see how they're doing, what have they been looking at. I can see their activity. As you can see what my daughter's been taking a look at. Quizzes, and once again, assignments. And I can edit the assignments on who should be assigned, etc. And I can connect this to a Google Classroom. Okay. Under resources, you can find further information, like I mentioned earlier, on my PowerPoint about how to search and browse. They have videos on the best way to search and browse, as you can see from this particular video.
As well as how to
You can do subject and category.
Here you can sort by collections, books, read to me, video, or audiobooks.
Now, one thing I have noticed is the audiobooks and the quizzes are somewhat lacking in read to me books for the nonfiction topic of Native Americans. They seem to have plenty of books, and perhaps as their collection grows, since it is a new company, it'll be better off with the information. Benefits and challenges. Challenges is there is no particular search history that you can go back on in EPIC, nor can you import citations. However, is it necessary to import citations when you're an elementary school student? I'm not quite sure, though I cannot speak to it since I'm not an elementary school teacher. There's no set Boolean searches that you can utilize. The only subsets that you can use is what I showed you on the advanced searches. And again, their database is lacking for particular topics such as the Pequots. The benefits. You have a set of the controlled vocabulary there with the easy to see features, the search buttons on what is available, the indexes. You can filter for the reader age and lexi reading level, and you can figure out whether you want fiction, nonfiction, or both. And suggestions do pop up on various topics, which are helpful. I think they do have a very kid-friendly interface, easy to find buttons. I don't think you can really argue with that. And trying to figure out pictures and what you like, what you don't like. There's not a lot of information there for a kid to be overwhelmed with. It's nice and big and simplistic in their design, which I think any student would like that. Let me get on to the kid version. Let's see if I can switch the profile for the guest. And I think it's really easy to use, especially with the preferences. You see the pictures, you click on it, or you don't. I think, once again, it is very appropriate for the elementary school level. A teacher can assign particular books to fit into the student's research needs, so the search is not too overwhelming. I can see that a lot with classroom use. Here you can see that I assigned a Native American book to the particular student. And I can see that being a big advantage to that as well. All right, well, I just want to say thank you for listening to the tour of EPIC. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Like I said, I have been using this from a personal point of view with my daughter, and I'm just starting to explore the classroom use. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.